Okay, a quick one for the markets before we move on. Of course, we saw about 0.04% on the oil and gas index yesterday. So we got a bit of a comeback from the big seven. As always, corn oil and Forte oil came back on the radar with a loss and a gain. So let's take that quick round for about a minute. Corn oil was down 5%. Forte oil gains 2.67. That was the most among the listed oil and gas retailers and energy providers. Mobil and MRS were unchanged. Oando lost almost 3%. And Seplat was about 1 1/10% also in the green. So we had 2 green shoots and 5 on the other side of the counter for the third trading day of the week. Okay, add that to the big story, which has to do with Nigeria's in the Committee of Nations of Oil Producers, the country's Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Dr. Ibeka Chiku, says the Nigerian authorities is ready to cooperate with OPEC oil production cuts to stabilize oil prices and, by extension, the economy of Africa's top oil producer. The minister says Nigeria's current crude oil exports stands at 1.7 million barrels per day, and that the market will ultimately dictate whether OPEC production limits will need to be localized in Nigeria. Let's take a listen.
We'll stand ready to support the courts when we are sure that we can have a stable, predictable production. Yes, we've got into these sort of numbers, and which, by the way, like I said, is still below the 1.8 that was used as benchmark for us for OPEC. But the reality is that this is a very difficult terrain, and you've got to watch it for a couple of months to be sure that what you see as peace is in fact sustained, and therefore that the production. And so if I was an analyst doing numbers, because I keep seeing the papers, Nigeria and Libya, I don't know the Libyan factors. I guess part of that is the unrest in the place. But if you're doing an analysis on the basis of increased production that's arisen from 2 troubled areas, you've got to be very careful about those analyses. So my caution to people who are speculating on this on the basis of Nigeria and Libya is that I think it's too early in the day to tell that. The price of oil today is hovering around $44.70. The price at which you have a bit of stability is that mid-range price between $45 and $60. 60 in the upper levels and 55 in the lower levels. And that's sort of range we thought we have been shooting for over the last 1 year. And so at the times when you've seen prices above 55, everybody sort of settled down to, okay, that's fine. And once it begins to go below that, there's a bit of worry. And certainly when it goes to below 50, there's a lot more concern. So I think we're in the concern zone now. And I'd like to get back to the worry zone, and then obviously back to the normal zone.
Okay, let's step out of the world of oil, but stick with commodities into Agric. Of course, quite a bit of news on the radar. Nigeria's Dangote Industries was widely reported 2 days ago to be investing about $5 billion in Nigeria's agricultural sector. Of course, that is not entirely news. Aliko Dangote has said it's going into sugar, into rice, and other things. So Nigeria is expected to be self-sufficient in rice production by November this year. That looks really pretty close. Meantime, we're getting news that the U.S. wheat exports is now a lot healthier than it used to be. Let's have some agricultural commodities conversation with Bolanle Olutosin from Financial Derivatives. He's one of the research analysts. Good morning.
Good morning.
3 days ago, we were all over oil, crude oil and all of that. I think we should just let oil be a little bit and just talk a little bit about what comes to my meal table, my menu. So I'm interested in wheat, I'm interested in rice, I'm interested in sugar. Let's look at where we are right now. Let's start from the news that Dangote Group is going to be investing massively in agriculture in Nigeria. How are you analysts factoring that into your research numbers as to whether it is rice, whether it is sugar in the medium to long term?
First of all, it's great news that this investment is coming in, because at the end of the day, one of the major complaints regarding the agricultural sector is lack of investment. other than that, private investment at this time is just a response to the changes in policy adjustments we've had so far, and the recent incentives that the government has kind of made to favor agricultural production. And looking at this, so Dangote has come in, he said he's going to invest in this. Previously, his current businesses, cement, sugar, flour, they've all been successful. So the fact that it's coming from him, we expect that, you know, this would make a significant impact in the rice production, sugar production, and he also talked about dairy products as well. So yeah, the only risk we find that he would face is the risk from competition. You know, most of the rice that we consume in the current economy state is international rice, and the mental state of individuals within the economy is that, okay, would I substitute internationally produced rice for domestically produced rice? But at the end of the day, rice is rice. If Dangote is able to, you know, mill the rice properly to meet international standards, then we expect this to favorably affect the agricultural production within Nigeria.
I like that. Rice is rice.
Yeah.
If you mill it properly, if you clean it very well, I think there's one technical word for cleaning rice. I don't know. Polish.
Polish, yes.
That's exactly. I got it. I use shoe polish almost on a daily basis, so I should remember. Why did I forget? Yes, polish. So you polish the rice very well, and you make sure you reduce the starch in it, so that what comes to consumers is not heavily starched, and it's not good for my cholesterol. So basically, I might as well local rice. They haven't had experimented with Ofada rice, and that looks to be working.
Yeah, Ofada rice is working, but Ofada rice, you know, it's kind of like it's not really a substitute for like jollof rice, for example. Ofada rice is Ofada rice. So I don't want to have Ofada rice today. I want to have regular rice today. And regular rice is used for jollof rice. But at the same time, jollof rice is one of our staple foods. So it's surprising that, or it's disheartening that it's taken us so long. You know, it's gotten to a point where we've seen oil prices or oil revenue decline for us to now, you know, venture into rice production. But well, it's still great news in the end.
Yes, better late than never. So that takes me to prices, and I love looking for prices all the time. That's where my money goes. So 50 kg rice, current price is 18,500. Do you think if Dangote comes in here